The soft glow of the studio lights illuminated Ilara's canvas, a vibrant, chaotic landscape mirroring the turmoil within her soul. A brilliant artist by any objective measure, Ilara wrestled daily with a pervasive self-doubt, a shadow clinging to her every brushstroke. Her art was a raw, unfiltered outpouring, yet she questioned its worth, its very existence. A deep, aching desire for connection and validation gnawed at her, a hunger born from a past trauma, a wound that had never fully healed, leaving her emotionally vulnerable and desperately seeking external affirmation. She craved to be seen, truly seen, beyond the shimmering surface of her talent. It was into this delicate, fragile ecosystem of Ilara's life that Julian arrived, a whirlwind of charisma and enigmatic charm. He appeared almost serendipitously, drifting into her gallery opening like a forgotten melody, his eyes immediately locking onto her most complex, emotionally charged piece. He didn't just look, he perceived. His words flowed like honey, articulate and insightful, dissecting her art with a precision that bordered on uncanny. He spoke of her unspoken desires, her hidden depths, as if he had authored them himself. Ilara, starved for such profound understanding, found herself utterly captivated. He seemed to possess an almost magical ability to understand her on a level no one else ever had, a perfect mirror reflecting her deepest yearnings. Julian's initial seduction was a masterclass in calculated charm. He showered her with flattery, not generic praise, but specific, nuanced observations that made her feel exquisitely seen and adored. He made her the sole focus of his intense, unwavering attention, a spotlight that felt both exhilarating and strangely isolating. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, he began to distance her from her usual support system. Her friends, once a constant presence, found their invitations gently yet consistently deflected. Family calls became shorter, less frequent, always subtly interrupted by Julian's presence or his urgent needs. The intoxicating feeling of being the sole recipient of such potent affection blurred the edges of her perception, making her believe this isolation was merely a natural evolution of their intense bond. Subtle manipulation began to weave itself into the fabric of their days. Julian introduced small tests, veiled requests that sought to gauge her loyalty and commitment. He would express a mild disappointment if she chose a friend's dinner over an evening with him, or voice a quiet concern about a family member's negative influence. Seeds of doubt about her trusted circle were gently planted, nurtured by his seemingly loving concern. Ilara, entangled in the intoxicating web of his affection, found herself prioritizing Julian's needs, his opinions, his happiness, above her own, above everyone else's. Her world began to shrink, centered entirely around him. Then the first red flags began to flutter, faint and easily dismissed. A minor inconsistency in a story he told, a fleeting expression of irritation that vanished as quickly as it appeared, replaced by his usual affable mask. Ilara, blinded by her emotional investment, rationalized them away. He must have been tired. I must have misheard. A growing unease, a whisper of intuition, tried to break through her enchanted haze, but she struggled to suppress it, unwilling to shatter the perfect illusion he had so carefully crafted. The escalation of control followed, almost imperceptibly at first, then with increasing brazenness. Julian began to dictate her schedule, suggesting, then insisting upon, how she spent her time. Her choices, even her artistic themes, felt increasingly guided by his preferences. He wielded guilt and emotional blackmail with surgical precision, making her feel responsible for his happiness, for their relationship's stability. Ilara's self-worth, once fragile, now became entirely dependent on Julian's approval, a precarious tower built on shifting sands. One evening, while Julian was out, Ilara, searching for a misplaced sketchpad, stumbled upon a hidden compartment in his antique desk. Inside, Nestled beneath a stack of old letters was a worn, faded photograph. It depicted Julian, much younger, arm in arm with a woman whose face was eerily familiar. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she recognized the renowned artist who had mysteriously vanished years ago. Her career abruptly cut short. Tucked behind the photo was a crumpled, unsigned note detailing a legal settlement that spoke of coercion and financial ruin. Ilara stared at the evidence, the horrifying realization dawning that she wasn't just in love, she might be trapped. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. The crumpled note and the photograph vibrated in Ilara's trembling hands, each fold and faded edge screaming a truth she had desperately avoided. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was a confirmation of the insidious whispers her intuition had tried to send. The woman in the picture, a once celebrated artist, had been a cautionary tale in art circles. Her sudden disappearance shrouded in mystery and hushed rumors of a devastating personal and professional collapse. Now, seeing her with Julian, her face etched with a familiar blend of adoration and subtle fear, Ilara's world tilted precariously. The legal settlement mentioned coercion and ruin, phrases that echoed the slow, deliberate dismantling of her own life. The betrayal cut deep, not just for the lies, but for the shattering of the beautiful protective illusion Julian had meticulously crafted around her. Flashbacks assaulted her, moments of Julian's seemingly innocent suggestions now replaying with a sinister clarity. His insistence that she abandon a gallery show he deemed beneath her, his subtle criticisms of her most experimental pieces, his gentle guidance that always seemed to steer her away from independent success. Each memory, once a testament to his loving care, now felt like a calculated move in a grand, cruel game. Her stomach churned with a sickening blend of anger and self-reproach. How could she have been so blind, so utterly foolish? Ilara grappled with the cognitive dissonance, the agonizing chasm between the Julian she had loved, the sensitive, insightful man who saw her soul, and the cold, calculating manipulator revealed by the evidence. Her mind rebelled against accepting the extent of his betrayal, and, even more painfully, her own vulnerability. To admit Julian was a fraud was to admit her dreams, her hopes, her entire future with him were built on a foundation of lies. The pain of that realization was a physical ache, a raw wound festering beneath her skin. For days, she moved through their shared apartment in a daze, her eyes seeing, but her mind refusing to truly process the implications. Julian, with his uncanny perception, sensed the shift in her, the subtle change in her gaze, the slight hesitation in her touch, the quiet withdrawal of her vibrant spirit. He intensified his psychological tactics, a predator sensing his prey might escape. He began to gaslight her with a chilling expertise. "You seem distant, Ilara. Are you feeling well? Perhaps you're imagining things." He twisted her words, denied past conversations, and questioned her memory until Ilara found herself doubting her own sanity, her own perceptions. "You're overthinking, my love. You know how sensitive you can be." His voice, once a soothing balm, now felt like a silken noose tightening around her mind. The threats, initially subtle, hinting at her instability to potential collaborators, grew more overt. He spoke of her reputation, of the fragility of an artist's career, of how easily it could be destroyed by unfounded rumors or emotional outbursts. Desperate for an anchor in the swirling chaos, Ilara cautiously reached out to her sister Clara, a pragmatic and fiercely loyal woman. Over a hushed phone call, Ilara struggled to articulate the insidious nature of the abuse, the way Julian's control was woven into every fabric of her life, invisible to casual observers. Clara, initially skeptical, struggled to reconcile Ilara's description with the charming, attentive Julian she had met. "But he seemed so devoted to you, Ilara. Are you sure you're not just stressed? The misunderstanding, though painful, fueled Ilara's growing defiance. This wasn't just about her, it was about exposing a pattern, a darkness that thrived in the shadows of manipulation. Slowly, painfully, Ilara began to reclaim tiny fragments of her existence. She started sketching again, furtively at first, hiding her work from Julian's scrutinizing gaze. She reconnected with an old artist friend, meeting in secret, absorbing the comfort of genuine camaraderie. She devoured articles on narcissistic abuse, on coercive control, on the very dark psychology Julian had employed. Each new piece of knowledge was a weapon, empowering her, transforming her fear into a simmering anger, a burning desire for justice. She wouldn't just escape, she would expose him. As Ilara's resolve solidified, Julian's calm facade began to crack. He became more erratic, his calculated charm giving way to flashes of genuine rage. He played the victim, accusing her of abandoning him, of being ungrateful, of destroying their beautiful connection. After everything I've done for you, Ilara, how could you betray me like this? His desperation was palpable, a cornered animal lashing out. The stakes rose exponentially. Ilara knew he wouldn't let her go quietly. One evening, she overheard a hushed phone conversation, fragments of words like reputation, disclosure, and ruin chilling her to the bone. Julian was planning to publicly humiliate her, to destroy her career and credibility before she could expose him. The realization hit her with the force of a physical blow. She had to act decisively and immediately to protect herself and ensure his true nature was revealed to the world. Ilara, fueled by a cold, unwavering resolve, meticulously crafted her strategy for exposure. She understood Julian's game, the way he thrived on public perception and controlled narratives. Her plan was not merely to escape, but to dismantle his carefully constructed facade in the very arena he sought to dominate, the art world. For weeks she worked in secret, her studio becoming a war room. She documented every manipulative word, every gaslighting incident, every financial coercion, cross-referencing dates and details with her journals and hidden recordings. The crumpled note and the photograph of the vanished artist became central pieces of her evidence, providing a chilling precedent to Julian's pattern. She secured a prominent space at an upcoming, highly anticipated art exhibition, a public setting where Julian, ever the connoisseur, was sure to be present. This was her stage, and the truth, her weapon. The night of the exhibition arrived, thick with the scent of expensive wine and hushed conversations. Ilara's heart pounded, a frantic drum against her ribs, but her eyes held a new, steely glint. Her centerpiece, a large, abstract canvas, was draped in black, drawing curious glances. Julian, radiating his usual effortless charm, arrived fashionably late, his gaze sweeping the room before settling on Ilara. A predatory smile played on his lips, a silent warning. When he approached, Ilara met his eyes, a defiant fire burning within her. The moment she had rehearsed countless times was upon her. With a deliberate, slow movement, she pulled the drape from her artwork. Beneath it was not a vibrant landscape, but a stark, unsettling collage. Dominating the canvas were enlarged copies of the damning photograph and the legal settlement, interwoven with snippets of Julian's own manipulative texts and recordings, transcribed and painted in stark, accusing letters. The central figure was a distorted, shadowy portrait of Julian himself, his charming smile twisted into a grotesque mask of deceit. A hush fell over the crowd. Julian's face, initially a mask of polite curiosity, contorted into a furious snarl. He lunged forward, attempting to rip the evidence from the canvas, but Ilara's trusted friend, Clara, stepped forward, blocking his path, her presence a silent, unwavering shield. "This is a lie!" Julian roared, his voice cracking, his carefully cultivated veneer dissolving. "She's unstable, a rejected artist seeking attention." He tried to gaslight, to discredit, to turn the crowd against her, just as he always had. But this time, Ilara was ready. She spoke, her voice clear and strong, recounting his manipulations, his pattern of emotional abuse, his calculated destruction of artists like the woman in the photograph. The initial shock amongst the attendees slowly gave way to a dawning horror, then outrage. Murmurs turned into angry whispers, then outright condemnation. Julian's carefully crafted image crumbled, collapsing under the weight of undeniable truth. His social and professional downfall was swift and absolute. He was escorted out, his pleas and protests falling on deaf ears, his reputation shattered beyond repair. The aftermath was a whirlwind of emotional exhaustion and profound liberation for Ilara. The public reaction was initially one of disbelief, but as her story spread, corroborated by others who had witnessed Julian's subtle tactics, an outpouring of support enveloped her. The emotional toll was immense, but with each wave of empathy, a layer of her pain peeled away, revealing a core of resilience she hadn't known she possessed. Ilara embarked on a painstaking journey of healing. She sought therapy, slowly untangling the knots of self-doubt Julian had woven into her psyche. She reconnected deeply with Clara and other friends, rebuilding trust and learning the true meaning of authentic connection. Her art, once a vessel for her pain, became a powerful instrument of self-discovery and recovery. Her new pieces were raw, honest, and fiercely beautiful, reflecting her journey from victim to survivor. She found a new, powerful voice, not just in her art, but in her advocacy. She began sharing her story, speaking at workshops and conferences, helping others recognize the insidious signs of dark manipulation. Her experience, once a source of shame, transformed into a wellspring of wisdom and empathy, empowering countless individuals to reclaim their own agency. Years later, Ilara's art flourished, recognized not just for its brilliance, but for the profound narrative of overcoming it embodied. She found true, healthy connection, valuing authenticity and respect above all else. Her scars became symbols of survival, testaments to her strength. Standing before a new canvas, bathed in the soft glow of her studio, Ilara smiled. The future was not without challenges, but she faced it with an unshakable sense of self, forever free from the shadows of manipulation.